Joined now by Salman Al-Ansari. He is the founder of the Saudi-American Public Relations Affairs Committee. The Saudis are calling this an historic reset. What is it they want out of the relationship now with the United States?
Thank you, Nick. It's indeed a very historic moment for the Saudi-US relationship. If we look at this, for example, the military deals, it's actually the biggest in the history of the United States, and when it is the biggest for the history of the United States, that means it's the biggest for the history of human beings. Isn't that fascinating?
But that's fascinating, but look, I mean, there's arms deals that have been going on for some time between the United States and Saudi Arabia. What do they want to get out of this close relationship with President Trump? There's a lot on the line here.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, when we deal with the United States, we deal with the United States as an institutions-based nation. It's definitely the most powerful nation. It's the most trusted ally for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this summit, I believe that the whole region of the Middle East is going to be completely different just after this summit. Why I'm saying so? Because there is a huge kind of consensus between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United States to get all the Arab and Muslim nations to take responsibility on fighting terrorism and fighting the militias that are spreading all over the Middle East, because it's actually affecting the national security of every country in the world. And we believe
this is part of Donald Trump's message. He wants to come here. He wants all these countries to give support in this fight against ISIS and this fight against Al-Qaeda. We've heard a lot of talk about Iran as well. There's a consensus of views on Iran. What does Saudi Arabia want from the United States on Iran?
Definitely. Actually, we would love to see the United States to be taking very crucial steps and decisive actions against Iran. We all know that Iran is the root problem in the region, and it's a country that is spreading terrorism and sectarianism in the region. They have more than 75 militias just in Iraq and in Syria and in Yemen, and right now they are destabilizing the whole region. And it's at the interest of the national security of the United States to combat Iran, because we believe in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia that the national security of the United States is an extension to global security.
But we talk about that, and you talk about that Iran is a threat to stability in the region. But what we're seeing at the moment with these arms deals is essentially pouring in a lot more weapons into the region. Does that not make the situation here more tense, more difficult, more prone to the possibility?
I don't think so, Nick. Why? Because Saudi Arabia is not an expansionistic country. It's not a country that wants to take over land just like what the Iranians are doing. All what Saudi is doing is basically try to protect the region, to protect the Middle East, to protect the GCC nations. It's a trusted ally for the United States, so it has, or it deserves to basically be ready to combat all the terrorism and all the terrorist militias that are spreading around through the Iranian regime.
Let's talk about what's expected today. President Trump is going to give this speech here to the Arab Islamic American Conference today. This is a huge deal.
Indeed.
Many different nations here. The speech will be about delivering a more peaceful message of Islam. Many of the leaders here believe they do that already. President Trump is the man on his campaign trail who spoke so negatively about Islam. How is that going to go down, to have this man telling all these leaders what they should do with their religion when he was so critical of it before?
Yeah, I think he's not going to be in a position where he says what they should do, but he would be explaining the true moderate Islam that has been explained to him by basically the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Muslim world. That in itself is very remarkable. Why? Because it will also give some really good weight to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the capital of the kingdom, which is Riyadh. Riyadh is going to be basically the real capital of the Arab and Muslim world, and it will be also the capital of the initiatives of combating terrorism, and it will also be the capital of economic transformation and development in the region. So we are speaking of a very strategic move, very remarkable historic moments, and we are really appreciative and we are really honored to have the U.S. administration to be here in Riyadh, and we would love to really thank the U.S. and the American people and the American administration for all the efforts they are putting to secure the region and secure the world.
Mr. Ansari, thank you very much indeed. Very good to hear from you.